So here it is, the last trip of my trip, the West Highland Way in Scotland. Over the last 5 months, I have gotten to take on some of the best hikes and bikes in Europe. Just a quick recap: Israel for a month, hiking in Italy, biking from the French Riviera up to Frankfurt, hanging in Amsterdam, Ireland. Now I'm in the UK, and just last week I failed my first hike ever in Spain. It was a good punctuation mark for me, and now the West Highland Way, I know it's something I can complete. It's a beautiful afternoon. I'm not going to go too far today. I think the West Highland Way will take me about 6 days. I've been seeing a bunch of hikers already, so I think this is going to be a pretty social trail, which I'm excited to meet some people from all around Europe. It's the perfect time of year to be doing it. There's these bugs here called midges. I'll talk about them more later, but they are a concern of mine. I will have to get a bug net and some bug spray if they get bad. The West Highland Way is exactly what it sounds. It skirts the west of Scotland, up along the coast, visiting many of the lochs and waterways. There's a good few hills along the way. I met a couple cool guys from Germany last night. We ended up hanging out. We went to a pub, had a beer, had some fish and chips, as one should when in the UK. And then we ended up sleeping at a soccer field just outside of town. We separated this morning, but I think our paths will probably cross ways again. They are not the guys that are walking behind me right now. That's another group. This trail is just packed with hikers. So I'm sure I'll meet these blokes in just a minute as they catch up to me. Today I'm going to be hiking along Loch Lomond, and that is the largest loch that I will be passing on this trip, and today I will not even be passing it. Tonight I will be camping along it somewhere after I get over today's first hill. It appears that I'm starting to go up right now, and a few K will come down, and then we'll be along the loch. Let's go check out the loch. Hopefully I'm going to stay somewhere today because it is staying like this for the next 24 hours. I had the choice of going either 0 kilometers or just 1 or 2 and ending up in the town that I just left, staying at a youth hostel and avoiding the weather for the next day. I wanted to keep pushing. The people at the grocery store told me that it's supposed to clear up. However, that is not what the radar says. It's very light rain, but I'm more concerned about the winds. It says there's gusts of up to 45 kilometers an hour. I am taking about a 2-kilometer shortcut right now to meet up with a trail outside of town. The grocery store was amazing. It's this little, these towns almost just thrive on the hikers coming through. So the whole grocery store is set up for hikers. I must say, after having to quit that hike in Spain, my default is just to want to quit this at the first sign of difficulty. There's train stations in every town. I could just go back to Glasgow and hang out, go to Edinburgh, or go to the festival that's happening right now. But I know that if I quit something else, it's just going to ripple out through my life. I must complete this. There is no excuse to not walk through this rain. Shortest rainbow I've ever seen. I can see both ends of it. This is too cool. Sun's starting to come out a little bit. We'll see if it actually happens. Wow, this rainbow is amazing. Wow. Those are really good. This trail is getting better and better. It's raining right now. Walking along an RV park or a campground. There's a river. I might stop in a cafe soon in a second and charge up my gear, have a coffee. This is why everything is so green in Scotland and Ireland. It just rains all the time. I guess these are those gusts they were talking about. Another day, more wind, more rain. It's probably about 9:30 right now. Get in 15 miles, all uphill. Let's do it. After a morning of wind and rain, we are finally getting some good views here. Just hit the peak for the day. Heading down to a town. Probably gonna have a coffee there. Right now I'm having some nuts and raisins and sitting on a rock enjoying the 360-degree view. I stand corrected at the summit of the West Highland Way. Earlier today, I thought I had hit the peak of the day, but this is about 100 meters higher. I came from way over there earlier. Beautiful view, possibly the best view of the West Highland Way. Would highly recommend it. You can actually hike from right down by those trees down there, a bunch of cars parked. This might be the only climb that I've done where I didn't get rained on. The wind wasn't too bad. It was enjoyable, and there's actually really great views. This made the whole hike worth it. And there is no better reward for summiting a mountain, coming up to the top, and getting to see a whole nother mountain range and valley ahead. Sometimes when you come up to this valley and mountain range, you say, uh-oh, I'm crossing this whole thing. And that might be the case today, but like I've been saying, these trails are easy and really enjoyable now. Here it is. Where does all this water go, you ask? Well, I wonder the same thing. And then there's these huge lake views. All this water from these mountains. It's just amazing the amount that these things are carrying. It's just because they're in clouds for half the day every day. They funnel into these magnificent lakes. I camped in these woods here last night, and thankfully there was no rain, there was no wind, and when I woke up this morning now, the midgies are out. They're everywhere. They were just hiding because of the wind and the rain, but now that it's gone, it's nice. Those guys are in full force, and there was also about 20 ticks on the outside of my tent, so I shook it off very carefully, got my smidge spray on, the midge repellent, midgie, and yeah, ready to go now. See, out on the street, they're not that bad. So I think it's more just like in those wet areas, they're worse. We'll see how the trail goes today. Final day, about 15 miles from the end. Let's get it done. While I had set my expectations for this trail to be moderately easy, it met them in some ways, and then it was more difficult in some ways. You know, I knew the weather was gonna be rainy. Then the wind came, and the rain wasn't what I thought. This rain is like a thick mist that blows left, right, up, and down. It goes in every single direction. I was told the midgies would be bad, and I kind of coasted along this whole time with the wind making them not be here. Now that they're here, they're reasonably bad. They're going through the smidge spray a little bit, but I gotta say it's holding up. As far as the actual difficulty and terrain of this trail, I would call it a 2 out of 10. It's maybe a 3 out of 10. It's 2 levels above wheelchair accessible. It's been very easy, very approachable. Overall, I really enjoyed this trail though, and I would do it again. As I was finishing that last valley, the rain came in through this corner and the wind came in, and I just got dumped on and pelted for about 30 minutes. I rounded the corner to the most beautiful view, sunny blue skies. Looks like I'm gonna be able to dry out, enjoy the next couple hours at least until another storm runs in. I am standing here at the end of the West Highland Way, about to go head over to the train station, see when I can get the nearest train to Glasgow, then hopefully go hang out at a cafe and have some snacks. Might just go to a grocery store. I need to eat an immense amount of food right now. It was, I gotta say, it was probably the easiest 100-mile trail that I've done. So many amenities and support along the way. I loved it. The views were amazing, and the hard times that I had made the views all the more worth it.